Hey, how's it going, guys? It's TheLlamaSir here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, we have some amazing stuff to talk about. And the reason this video is going to be so amazing is because it points towards some very likely items that are going to be in the autumn update. And this isn't just speculation, it's actually stuff in the game files that points towards new things being added, like new goal explosions, new mystery decals, new community flags, and even new Halloween items. That is right, guys. Now, all of this stuff was found in the game files, and it's actually very similar to a video I posted before, like the Easter update, where we took a look at some certain item files in the game, and they pointed towards the Easter items being released and even the RLCS items, so there's a very good chance that these things will be included in the autumn update. But anyways, guys, as always, if you enjoyed today's video or learned something new, be sure to hit that like button down below, and without further ado, let's jump into it here. Alright, guys, so first of all, I do want to say that this stuff was discovered quite a while ago by a guy named Kermalis, and it was shown to me by my friend Jawbreaker, so be sure to check out his channel down below in the description. But this guy managed to go into the files, find a bunch of names for things, and what's even more interesting about this, before we even get into the items, is that he completely removed the original post where he talked about finding these. And with that being said, there's really no logical explanation for him removing it, unless Psionics contacted him directly and asked him to remove it. So that by itself might be even more confirmation that this stuff is going to be included. So at this point, it's definitely like a 100% chance that at least some of these items are going to be in the next update. But anyways, guys, I know you're excited to see which items are specifically going to be added, so let's go ahead here and jump into some of the details. Alright, so I'm borrowing this footage from Jawbreaker again because the original post was deleted, but as you can see here, here's a complete dump of all of like the interesting findings of the file names, and just giving you an example of how this stuff usually looks. Let's look at all of these file names that are for bodies, so more specifically and usually just different cars in the game, but so many of them are named after bread. So you've got ones like calzone, muffin, multigrain, rye, sourdough, just a bunch of bread names. And unfortunately, this does not mean that we're getting a bunch of cars in the shape of loaves of bread, but it's most likely code words for these items, because we all know that the CEO of Psionics absolutely hates bread, so it's kind of a funny joke there. But one interesting thing about these, because I was told most of these are actually cars already in the game, except for one called calzone. This one actually has a bunch of other things with it, such as Enginatio wheels, stuff like that, so there's a chance that could be the brand new import car. And along with that, Kermalis speculated that it could have a similar hitbox to the Endo, so not a ton of information there, but still very interesting. And then moving on here, you've got a bunch of boosts that we also kind of looked at a while ago, such as the lava liquid metal taco, which again is probably code word for something. And then you have a bunch of techno trails, which might have been tachyon or something, I can't quite remember, but it's also interesting that those are like the default colors with blue, green, pink, purple, red, and yellow. So maybe we could see a new trail there. And then below that you have a country flag China penguin version, which is speculated to be for the new China players. But skipping over the engine audio, nothing too interesting there, and getting straight into one of the most interesting things with the explosions. There are 4 different explosions that you can see right here. You have the first one named Bats, then the second one named Confetti, and then following it is Dragon, and then finally Voxel. So yes, guys, these are definitely names for goal explosions, and we have to quick go through every single one, because these are definitely some interesting ideas that I could see being included in the game. So first of all, speaking of one that has to do probably with Halloween items, and it would make complete sense that they would add an explosion named Bats, similar to the boost we already have in the game, maybe just take inspiration from that and move it to a goal explosion. That is most likely what's happening here. There's been some thoughts that it might be the Batmobile explosion that was shown in the trailer for the Batmobile, but that was so long ago that I don't think they'd actually still have it around, and they'd really have no reason to put it into the files, especially so long after that DLC was put up, so most likely that is a Halloween item. Then going on to the Confetti, I mean, there's really no confusion of what that's going to be. It's most likely going to copy the Confetti boost, so just imagine this boost is a giant explosion in the net with like party sounds and stuff like that. I could definitely see that fitting in the game. Then moving on here, you have Dragon, which is completely, I'm not sure what they're going to do here. It could be similar to the community one created by Bitplex, where he had one with a bunch of snake heads coming out of it, so just replace those with dragon heads and you basically have a dragon goal explosion. But you know, Psionics could do something completely different, and I could see this one being very, very popular. But then for the last one, Voxel, if you don't know what Voxel means, it's basically like Minecraft. It's like pixel art but 3D. So yeah, exactly like Minecraft. And again, going back to Bitplex, it could be very similar to the goal explosion he created that looks like this one right here. But but instead maybe have it a little more 3D, but I definitely think that is a likely guess as to what it's going to look like. But anyways, yeah, those are the 4 gold explosions, some very, very interesting stuff that I cannot wait to hopefully see in the game. Again, it's still speculation, but these would perfectly fit in anyways. Now, moving on here to something that's pretty interesting, you have the F2 flags with John Sandman, neatmike, and Woofles. So, Psionics, where's my flag? But yeah, I'm happy for these guys to get their flags. It's always cool to see people in the community get them, whether or not you're fans of them. It's always awesome to see Psionics include a little bit of the community in the game. So come on, Psionics, just get me a flag. Just a simple one, that's all I'm asking. But moving on again here real quick to some random toppers. Some of these are ones we actually already talked about, and one of them I believe is already in the game. Right here, Googly Eyes is most likely the Hustle Brows topper, but with the other ones, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, you have Archer, Catfish, Cow Udder? Yeah, Cow Udder. Not sure what that's supposed to be referencing. But then Headphones and Hot Dog, which, let's hope it's not the meme. I mean, please, Sonics, after the FGSP, just don't include any more memes in the game. But then below that, you have Monster Hand, which is most likely another new Halloween item, which I'm always excited for. I think they're going to do a lot of awesome Halloween items. But then below that, Pancake Stack, and a couple that we think are referencing Super Mario Bros, or in other words, the Mario and Luigi toppers. And also Snow Globe Utopia, which could be possibly a placeholder for one that's coming this Christmas, as well as Uncle Sam, which could be for the next 4th of July. But moving on here to some interesting things, including a possible new Mystery Decal, and then we'll finish it off with some new trails and also some new wheels. But first of all, you have an absolute ton of paint finishes, which I'm not really sure what they are. I'd assume they're things like glossy blocks and furry, but considering there's so many of them, I'm not really sure if they're going to be adding more default options. There are ones like Metallic Smooth, which could just be an alternate name for ones already in the game, but there's a lot of interesting ones there. Rough Weave Slime turned metal. Definitely some things to speculate about. But speaking of speculation, the final thing I want to talk about, the most likely Mystery Decal that goes by the name of Acid Bath. So the reason we think this is a black market decal is because it's not linked directly to a car. Usually when you see something that has skin underscore and then the name of it, it's usually linked to something like an Octane, stuff like that. But this one isn't linked to anything, so it's most likely a Mystery Decal. Now hopefully this is not a code word for biomass. I'm really hoping it isn't, because Acid Bath is quite a bit different from that decal, but I could see them doing some really cool stuff with it, with having like an acid eating through metal effect going on, and it's definitely one that would fit into the game very well. But getting into some of the final things of this video, there are probably going to be some very interesting new trails added to the game. As you can see here, there's only 2 that were able to be found, but you have the first one, which is Lightning, and then the second one, which is Toon Rocks. So both of those actually give us a good idea of what they could possibly be. Obviously, Lightning is going to be a lot like the Lightning Boost, so just try and imagine this boost right here as a trail that would follow behind your car when going supersonic. And then for Toon Rocks, I think it would obviously be pretty similar to the Toon Smoke boost, except maybe it would have some more cartoonish rocks flying up behind the wheels. But considering the names for those are pretty much identical, I think it's a safe bet to say that that is going to be added. Now, could that be in a crate or be added by default? Still, I don't really know, but pretty interesting. And speaking of interesting, we have a bunch of wheels to go over. As you can see, there's ones of all kinds. I mean, you have the one for the calzone, as we talked about earlier, which could again maybe be DLC. And then you have some random ones like compression and donut, which I'm really hoping donut is not code word for something. I really want that wheel in the game. That would be a dream come true, to be honest. But then you have a wheel eyeball, which I almost have no doubt of being in this autumn update. And honestly, an eyeball wheel would fit in pretty well with the Halloween items we already have and bring something a little more interesting than the carriage wheels. But then along with that one, you have some other names that are more like Asian inspired. Getsi, Hanzawa, Hero. Don't really know what those are. Maybe we could be getting some Japanese themed items in the crates. And then something else interesting is the Rhino 2 wheels, which have been in the game for a while. They're supposed to be ones that came with the Roadhog XL before it was turned into an import car, I believe. But maybe we could see them finally being released as a default item. And as you can see with this picture, these are the Rhino 2 wheels, which honestly look very sick. Again, we talked about this in a 5 facts episode, but you can even find it on like the back of the Roadhog as the spare wheel. And it was really confusing as to why they left it out, but I could see them just bringing it back as a drop or something like that, because again, it is a very sick wheel. Then after that, you have more Asian inspired names, so those are completely up in the air. But one interesting one is simply titled R1, which is also one that is completely up in the air. And then you have Rotor, maybe something plane inspired, I don't really know. And then Treble 1, I have no idea. And then finally at the bottom, the Zoid, which sounds like an exotic wheel. I don't don't know, I could just see something being like arcade inspired, because when I hear of Zord, it makes me think of those old like arcade cabinets that you'd play like Galaga on or stuff like that. And honestly, that would be a very sick idea for a wheel. So hopefully that comes true, and hopefully we can see some of these wheels in the next update. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button for the latest news on the autumn update, as well as check out some of my previous videos here, such as the latest update on the banners coming to the game, and then on the right, the top 5 ridiculously bad scammers. But other than that guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm TheLlamaSir, and I will see you guys next time.